Good morning. How are you doing? Please stand. Yes, we're going to sing Touch the Earth, Reach the Sky, number 301. Touch the earth, reach the sky, walk on shores where spirits fly, over the ocean, over the land, a faithful quest to understand. Touch the earth, reach the sky, all are born and all shall die. Life's the time left in between, to follow a star, to build a dream. Touch the earth, reach the sky, soar with courage ever high. Spirits joining as we fly, to touch the earth, to reach the sky.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spokane, where our mission is to join together to create a nourishing, liberal religious home and to champion justice, diversity, and environmental stewardship in our wider world, or as we say in short, to create community, find meaning, and live justice. We're glad to have you with us this morning. We're a very welcoming congregation, and we appreciate your unique experiences, backgrounds, beliefs, and lifestyles. I want to also welcome those that are streaming this morning, both online and those on Zoom. We're so glad that you could join us this morning as well. This morning, we are sharing, remembering, and honoring those we have loved and lost in 2023. Our annual Requiem service is time for us as a church community to reflect on the life of both church members as well as family members lost in the past year. We dedicate this service to the memories of those who have passed before us and to share in a joyful recognition of these remarkable people who, through the lives they led, enhanced our own journeys. Now, just take a few moments to say hello to those here this morning, and we will then get started. Okay? I'll go say hello to Thank you. We'll have more time to greet one another after the service and to share stories and to have good coffee and conversation. We begin now by lighting our chalice, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism, the symbol of our unity and solidarity, of our openness and inclusion, of our community and individual uniqueness. May this small flame be our offering of warmth to those who are cold and alone, and a light to those in darkness. May it be a flame that ignites justice in our world and a beacon of hope to those in need. And may it reflect at least a spark of truth wherever truth has been lost and cast a healthy shadow of doubt where it has been found. Now we will continue moving forward by lighting our candles of care this morning. Each time we gather as a congregation, there are always those who are with us in our minds and hearts and who we want to wrap in our love and care. We kindle candles for those involved in the Middle East and Ukrainian crises today. We'll also kindle a candle for Bruce Torkelson, Nancy Avery's brother, who is battling bladder cancer and is back in the hospital this morning. Let us share a moment in silence, embracing others who are here in our hearts and minds this morning. And you're welcome to say their names aloud as you are willing. Those named aloud and those embraced in our silence, and all those who are suffering elsewhere in our world at this hour, we hold in our community of compassion. With that, we now gratefully give and receive this morning's offering, which helps sustain this community and our mission to the larger world.
We'll start this morning with a poem by our own Lisa Conger, A Softer Landing. We have been gifted by the lives of those who have passed and gone before us. The weight of their loss aches within us, large and looming. But as we think of them, we are lifted by remembrances of their qualities and quirks, their ideals and idiosyncrasies, their passions and persuasions, their features, even their flaws. We remember meaningful conversations and lively discussions, moments of laughter, of beauty shared. May we remember those times cooking together, hiking or volunteering, of concerts celebrated and songs sung, or just the quiet sharing of hopes, fears, and dreams over coffee or tea. May we remember what they loved, their families, friends, pets, gardens, nature. And may we remember them through the light of our love, which illuminates and expands their lives beyond their absent breathing and gives us a softer landing in our sorrow.
Bill Green. Bill Green was one of the sweetest people you could ever meet. He cooed at strangers' babies, danced with the free-spiritedness of a 5-year-old, and gave hugs like there might not be a tomorrow. He will be remembered most for the way that he loved those around him with his whole heart, for his persistence and love of a challenge, and for his flamboyant nature. In 1962, he entered Stanford University, where he met Linda Ziegler in the spring of 1964, dancing to "I Saw Her Standing There." At Stanford, his eclectic interests caused him to change majors from physics to creative writing, and then finally to biology, where he decided that he wanted to be a doctor. He and Linda were married on September 17th, 1966, and after a 2-day honeymoon, Bill started medical school at UCLA. While there, the Vietnam War draft began, and Bill voiced his opposition to violence as a conscientious objector. After his medical rotations, Bill recognized his passion for working with children. Bill completed his internship and residency in pediatrics and fellowship for certification in pediatric infectious disease at the University of Minnesota. Bill's intellect, combined with his kind and gentle soul, made him an excellent physician. As the only pediatrician with a specialty in infectious disease in the region in the late 1980s, he became the provider for children with HIV in Spokane. At times, it was heartbreaking work. Some doctors might have tried to remain stoic under such circumstances. Bill Green couldn't. When one of his patients was dying, the tears flowed unapologetically. Ever the Renaissance man, Bill immersed himself in sight-reading Bach on the piano to attempting to fix his tractor, from summiting Mount Rainier to writing beautiful poetry at his old wooden roll-top desk, from traveling the world to singing in the choir, and from dancing the night away with Linda to reading the latest medical literature. He also worked for social justice, serving as the president of the Spokane AIDS Network. His activism with Physicians for Social Responsibility included visiting the USSR to build relationships in the name of global peace. Even with all these passions, Bill was a doting father who always found the time to listen to his own kids' stories, explain a tough math concept, or make a well-timed but still eye-rolling pun. In the last 12 years of his life, aphasia and then dementia took over his ability to communicate and complete tasks. As memories and words failed him, the love of family and friends remained. With the support of a huge community, Linda devoted herself to Bill's quality of life. And when it was clear he needed to move into memory care, she visited him daily, taking him for walks, singing him Beatles songs, and embracing him deeply. Bill died on January 21st, 2023. He would be missed dearly by his loving wife of 55 years, Linda, his sisters Sue and Priscilla, his son Marshall, his daughter Kaylin, and his grandchildren Nora, Zeke, Graham, and Silas. Bill Green. Herbert Dixon Bonallo, Jr. The world became brighter on November 10th, 1933, when Herbert Dixon Bonallo, Jr. was born in Hayden, Idaho. Herb took his final breath on February 28, 2023, at the age of 89, surrounded by his children in Spokane, Washington. Family was the center of Herb's life, and being a dad was his greatest joy. He was their number one fan, always ready to listen, give support, and offer encouragement. He leaves behind 5 children: April, Brian, Candace, Corey, and Marjorie. 5 grandchildren: Crystal, Erica, Keaton, Alec, and Chanel. And several great-grandchildren. Herb was predeceased by his sibling, Marjorie, Rhea, and Bruce, who left behind many children and grandchildren that Herb enjoyed visiting with and following their adventures on social media. Herb was a certified public accountant, an avid reader, and a lover of calico cats. He attended high school in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and college in Long Beach, California. He served in the U.S. Navy and was a charter member of the CDA Lions Club for 25 years. He had a passion for golf and told stories of caddying for celebrities like Bing Crosby in his youth. And as a member of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spokane, he was active in several groups, including being a longtime member of a web weaver group, where he was loved for his wry sense of humor and generous heart. Herb served as treasurer of UUCS for many years and was a member of the UUCS Spokane Alliance Group. Herb will always hold a special place in our hearts. Herb Dixon Bonallo, Jr. Now share a prayer by Frederick Buechner. Listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery it is. In the boredom and the pain of it, no less than in the excitement and gladness. Touch, taste, smell your way to the holy and hidden heart of it. Because in the last analysis, all moments are key moments, and life itself is grace.
Please stand. Join me for What Wondrous Love, number 18 in the hymnal. What wondrous love is this, oh my soul, oh my soul. What wondrous love is this, oh my soul. What wondrous love is this that brings my heart such bliss and takes away the pain of my soul, of my soul, and takes away the pain of my soul. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down, when I was sinking down, sinking down, when I was sinking down beneath my sorrow's crown, friends to me gathered round, oh my soul, friends to me gathered round, oh my soul. To love and to all friends I will sing, I will sing. To love and to all friends I will sing. To love and to all friends who pain and sorrow mend, with thanks unto the end I will sing, I will sing. With thanks unto the end I will sing.
Please join me now in the hymnal, number 727. It's a responsive reading. (727). I will read the first line, and you can respond with the second, and at the end we will all say the last section together. The bread we share this day is sacred.
Grain, gift of the earth, gives life.
The friendship we share this day is sacred.
All gatherings, when people meet and touch, celebrate life.
The laughter we share this day is sacred.
Joy and sorrow that rise from love are springs of life.
The stillness we share this day is sacred.
In this peace is a haven for the spirit which nurtures life.
For bread, for friends, for joy and sorrow, for the comfort of quietness, let us ever be grateful and caring.
I cannot think of them as dead who walk with me no more. Along the path of life I tread, they are but gone before. They are but gone before. And still the silent ministry within my heart has place, as when on earth they walked with me and met me face to face, and met me face to face. Their lives are made forever mine, what they to me have been has left henceforth its seal and sign engraven deep within, engraven deep within.
Stanley Cameron Grant. Stan was born in Cedar Rapids, Iowa on April 21st, 1931, to a Methodist minister and a registered nurse, Hobart Grant and Elizabeth Cameron. During his childhood, the family lived in several different communities in Iowa as his father ministered to a number of churches in the state. While attending Coe College, Stan became involved in the ROTC program. He served a full career in the Air Force, attaining the rank of lieutenant colonel. Stan was a pilot and an instructor pilot. He built and commanded the Air Force's first ever Sea Survival Training Center in Japan, which taught pilots during the Vietnam era how to survive a crash into the ocean. After receiving a master's in geology from the University of Wyoming, Stan worked briefly as a geological consultant in the uranium business in Casper, Wyoming. Stan understood the earth well. He received a PhD in geology from the University of Idaho in 1970. After he graduated, he became a professor of geology at the University of Northern Iowa. He also later served as the Iowa State geologist. His expertise continued to expand while he served in Kansas as a geological consultant with the oil and gas business from 1980 to 1987. In the oil business, it was called sitting on the well, when a geologist examined sediments for signs of oil brought to the surface by the drilling rig. In 1987, he became the Kansas Secretary of Health and Environment. His responsibility included a large swath of issues as a commitment to public health and environmental protections statewide. Following that position, Stan worked with Kansas State University's role in coordinating federal grants from the Environmental Protection Agency to innovative environmental projects in a multi-state area. After moving to Spokane in the early 2000s, Stan became involved in the Green Sanctuary program at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spokane. He enjoyed being a part of getting this program off the ground and working with the many people at the church who were very committed to environmental action. He was able to live in retirement on acreage in Deer Park while he enjoyed having coffee on the deck and listening to the wind in the pine forest. He enjoyed living in the country with his wife, Noreen Cruz, and being active with his many dogs. Stan is survived by his wife, Noreen Cruz, and their 3 children, Laura, Stuart, and Douglas. Stanley Cameron Grant. Albert Big Al Toutant, a longtime resident of Spokane, aged 86, passed on September 26, 2023, with his family at his side. Al was born in 1936 and raised in Detroit, Michigan, and served in the Air Force. Al's childhood included growing up close to extended family, many of whom he stayed in contact with his entire life, becoming a pretty good pool player and picking up a few yo-yo tricks. Al landed in Spokane at Fairchild Air Force Base and was a proud member of the Remington Raiders. Soon after arriving in Spokane, Al met Bernie, the love of his life for the next 63 years. It was during these days with Bernie that Al developed a love for the mountains and lakes of the Northwest. After an honorable discharge from the Air Force, Al attended and graduated from Eastern Washington University and began his teaching career in Moses Lake, Washington. After 3 years, Al and Bernie and children moved to Spokane, where Al began his teaching career at Meade High School that finished with "Good morning, my friends and fellow Americans. What is in the news today?" Al ended each course with a well-honed and narrated yo-yo exhibition. He also served as Meade's Educational Association president and as a Washington Education Association lobbyist. Summers were spent at Driftwood Point on Lake Coeur d'Alene and winters skiing at Mount Spokane, where he was a member of the Mount Spokane Ski Patrol. Then on to 49 Degrees North, where he was a 49 Degrees North Ski School instructor. In retirement, Al spent his time doing what he loved, being with family and especially his 6 grandchildren, skiing, biking, boating with family and friends, and fulfilling a lifelong commitment to community activities and civic awareness. Al and Bernie also traveled extensively around the world with friends and family. Al is survived by his wife Bernie and 3 children, Mike, Marie, and Kathy, and 6 grandchildren, Geneva, Martha, Ellie, Sela, Emmett, and Eva, and siblings, Susie, Mike, Mary Kay, and many other cousins, nieces, and nephews. Albert Toutant. Now I'm going to share a poem entitled "One Day I Surely Die" by Adam Rayleigh. One day I surely die, and I shall be here no longer, nor there, nor anywhere reachable. Such is our lot, mine and yours. Between now and then lies the rest of our lives, with the meter running. We need not go gentle. We need not go raging. We need not go grudging. We need not go knowing even. We do need go, one by one, I before you probably. Grief is this side of goodbye. Death is the other. We have some practice with the one, it repeats. Not so the other, it just awaits. Meanwhile, wise is to know what counts.
Please stand, join me with Abide With Me, number 101. Abide with me, fast falls the eventide. The darkness deepens, still with me abide. When other helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me. Swift to its close, lives out life's little day. Its joys grow dim, its glories pass away. Change and decay in all around I see. O thou who changes not, abide with me. I fear no foe, with thee at hand to bless. Ills have no weight, and tears no bitterness. Where is death's sting? Where grave thy victory? I triumph still if thou abide with me.
And now some words by Mary Oliver. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it, and when the time comes, to let it go, to let it go.
Evan Lowell Armstrong. Evan Lowell Armstrong passed away peacefully in Spokane, Washington on October 28, 2023, at the age of 88. He was born October 22, 1935, to Olga Hammer and Everett Armstrong. As a boy, he exhibited signs of entrepreneurship by tracking down abandoned, out-of-bounds golf balls at Downriver Golf Course and reselling them to golfers at the entrance. As a teenager, he would pick vegetables during summers on eastern Washington farms with migrant workers from Mexico and learn to love their culture and their food. Evan graduated Northwest Christian High School in 1953 and was class president. He loved fast cars, bought a '57 Chevy and raced at the state line and Deer Park drag strips with his buddies. In 1958, he married Joyce Anderson, with whom he had 2 children. He joined the Air National Guard, and later in 1962, Evan graduated North Dakota State Pharmacy College and joined his father's model pharmacy business. He entered a national drugstore magazine contest and won a 1964 Chevrolet Corvair. He sold it and used the money to open Spokane's first Taco Time fast food restaurant, betting that his hometown would love Mexican food as much as he did. And he was right. Evan added Taco Times throughout Spokane, North Idaho, and beyond, developing new menu items and perfecting his famous Mexi-Fry recipe. When American POW Lieutenant Colonel Dale Storr came home after Iraq captivity during the Gulf War, Storr says, "First stop was Taco Time. I had to have Mexi-Fries." Evan expanded into many types of themed restaurants: Captain's Kettlefish and Chips, Smitty's, Perkins, Arby's, Fuddruckers, Amigos, Enrico Chicken, Taco Mexico, Rice Time Express, Omni Restaurant, Rocking Horse Saloon, and the city's first freestanding full-service Mexican restaurant, Casablanca. Under his parent corporation, Omni Foods, Evan became the largest employer of Hispanic workers at the time. In the mid-'70s, he married Ann Van Vliet, had another daughter, and expanded his restaurant partnerships in 6 states. Evan became the president of the Spokane Convention and Visitors Bureau before retiring. One of Evan's greatest passions was employing young people in the food service industry, especially helping them achieve their dreams of college, sometimes with scholarships and adjusting their work schedules for school, or even management training to eventually open their own restaurants. Evan was a descendant of Johnny Armstrong of Gilnockie from the Armstrong clan of the Scottish-English border, and was related to astronaut Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon. Evan is survived by his children, Candace, Joel, and Kristen, stepchildren Steve, Scott, Sherry, and Shanna, grandchildren Amanda, Madison, Emily, Morgan, and Ariana, and great-grandchildren Parker, McKenna, and Luke. Evan Lowell Armstrong. Wayne Leroy Atwood. Wayne Leroy Atwood passed away peacefully on December 1st, 2023 in Sacred Heart Medical Center, the same hospital where he had cared for countless others during his 31-year career in internal medicine. He was held in the arms of his family and surrounded by the love of his community. Wayne was born January 28, 1929, to William and Della Atwood in Smith Center, Kansas. Here he attended school during the height of the Dust Bowl and Great Depression, and from a young age he worked in his father's farm implement store to support his family during these lean years, an experience that Wayne always credited for his lifelong frugality. He received a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of Kansas, where Wayne met the love of his life, Helen Joy Nickel. Smitten from the beginning, Wayne proposed in early 1951, just months before being drafted to serve in the Korean War. After completing Army basic training, Wayne and Joy were married in Smith Center on the beginning of a union that would span 61 years. His 3 years of military service left Wayne a staunch anti-war and social justice activist. Enrolling in KU Medical School on the GI Bill, he dedicated his life to caring for others. He and Joy moved to their growing family to Spokane, Washington, where they wove a vibrant community drawing from Wayne's world of medicine and Joy's work as a well-known artist. As his career progressed, so too did his broader service to the community. And as the president for Physicians for Social Responsibility, he worked with the Hanford Education Action League to shut down the nuclear testing sites at Hanford and expose the impact of secret releases of radiation. At the same time, Wayne became an avid outdoorsman and took his family on multi-day backpacking trips, summited Mount Rainier, treks in the Himalayas, and paddled 1,100 miles down the Back River in the remote Northwest Territory of Canada. Despite his grueling work and community obligations, Wayne's first priority always remained his family. Wayne died bringing peace to those around him, caring for others, and fearlessly looking to the next adventure. We will miss him with all our hearts and carry his memory forward into every new day. Wayne is survived by his 3 children, Lynn, Michelle, and Denise, 5 grandchildren, Kira, Amy, Brian, Emily, and Cameron, and 3 great-grandchildren, Owen, Lila Joy, and Mason. Wayne Leroy Atwood. Carol Street. Carol Ann Street was the sister and sister-in-law of former UUCS member Charlotte Street and Cly Evans, now living in Big Fork, Montana. Carol was born on February 1st, 1958 in El Paso, Texas, to David Matthews and Helen Calgren Street. She passed away suddenly on Wednesday, December 13th, 2023 in Spokane Valley at the age of 65 due to an undiagnosed heart condition. Carol's many accomplishments include national-level AAU swimming, a swimmer, Stevens College graduate, film editor, and drug and alcohol counselor. Friends and colleagues appreciated her dedication and compassion for whatever she did. Carol was generous, funny, intelligent, and hardworking. She loved fishing, reading, music, and movies. And as a Hollywood film editor, Carol knew a great deal about films and how they were made. She loved to watch, analyze, and discuss every aspect of them. Whatever she did, Carol put her whole soul and self into it. Fly fishing was a good example of that. She saved up and bought all the gear, joined a group called Spokane Women on the Fly, learned to tie flies, and did her best to get out on the rivers of Washington, Montana, and Idaho whenever she could. Standing waist deep in a cold mountain stream was her happy place. Carol is preceded in death by her loving parents, David and Helena Street of Missoula, Montana, and her brother Stephen of Spokane, Washington. Carol is survived by her brother David Street, Jr., and his wife Martha of Redlands, California, Sister Kathy Stafford and her husband Michael of Spokane Valley, Sister Charlotte Street and her husband Cly Evans of Big Fork, Montana, and 10 nieces and nephews. Carol's sense of humor, compassion for animals and people, and the love she had for her family served her well throughout her life. We will miss her dearly and remember her with love. Carol Ann Street. Guess I better get this right. There is a reading that I will share called Hope and Love in a Time of Struggle. In a world so filled with brokenness and sorrow, it would be easy to lose ourselves in never-ending grief, to be choked by our outrage, to be paralyzed by the enormity of suffering, to feel our hearts squeezed tight with hopelessness. Instead, this morning, let us simply breathe together as we hold our hearts open, breathing in as our hearts fill with compassion, breathing out as we pray for healing in our world and in our lives. Breathing in, open ourselves to the transforming power of love. May we know our strength and be filled with courage, and may our love flow from us into this world and from the world into us.
Please stand. Join me for Blue Boat Home, number 1064 in the Teal Hymnal. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in a beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea below me, sing the sky my sailor song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
I'll now share a prayer by Kathleen McTeague. May the light around us guide our footsteps and hold us fast to the best and most righteous that we seek. May the darkness around us nurture our dreams and give us rest, so that we may give ourselves to the world, to the work of our world. And let us seek to remember the wholeness of our lives, the weaving of light and shadow in this great and astonishing dance in which we move.
Oh, flowing river, flood of life, whose source
Steve Parker. Steve Parker started attending UUCS in 2016 after the presidential election and soon became a member of our church. He was grateful to our minister and our congregation for the emphasis on social justice action, and he soon felt at home here. Steve was a very active member of UUCS's Social Justice Committee. Always an activist, he was instrumental in the Spokane Immigrant Rights Coalition, particularly volunteering his presence at the Greyhound bus station to protect people from the Border Patrol. Steve was honored by the American Civil Liberties Union and Latinos in Spokane for his role in helping change the law concerning Border Patrol agents boarding Greyhound buses in search of undocumented people. Steve was also a peacekeeper with the Peace and Justice Action League here in Spokane, helping to keep marches and protests safe for everyone. In addition, Steve was involved in the Backbone campaign, which promotes creative strategies and artful activism to honor as sacred our commitment to future generations. Steve was an avid outdoorsman and loved hiking, canoeing, and whitewater rafting. Earlier in his life, he worked as a whitewater rafting guide and worked tirelessly instructing clients in proper safety protocols to prepare them for their trips. Steve loved dogs and always had a dog with him wherever he went. Steve passed away on January 1st, 2024, surrounded by his family, and will be much missed by all who knew him. Steve Parker. Tanya Workmaster. Tanya Dupin was born on December 2nd, 1963, and was raised in Lake Charles, Louisiana. She graduated from LaGrange High School in 1981 and then attended Louisiana State University, where she graduated with a degree in psychology in 1987. She was a very staunch LSU Tigers sports fan and took great pleasure in seeing them win numerous national championships. She was thrilled when they beat defending champion Clemson in the 2020 NCAA championship. Tanya met Kurt Workmaster in early 1991 while she was interviewing for the wellness coordinator position at the Federal Medical Center in Carville, Louisiana, where he served as the health services administrator. After taking their time to get to know each other, their stars aligned, and Tanya married Kurt Workmaster in Lake Charles on April 11, 1992. They have 2 sons, Waylon and Claiborne. Tanya and Kurt moved to Spokane in 2019, seeking a great place to retire. One of her joys in life was when she and Kurt adopted their Cocker Spaniel, Bucky, here in Spokane. Tanya was passionate about reading and for some time was an online book reseller in Spokane. She loved getting together with friends and was a warm and lively presence wherever she went. Tanya loved often surprising her many friends with little presents just because. Tanya passed away from a brief illness on January 3rd, 2024. Her warm smile and infectious enthusiasm for life will be dearly missed by all who knew her. And now we want to share a list of family and friends of UUCS members whom we've also lost in 2023. Darby Marlin, the sister of Jennifer Calvert. Artist Rick Zondran, friend of Marshall Peterson. Sylvia Starr, the mother of Marilyn Johnson. Sharon Fine, the mother of Cindy Fine. Edith Edie Ann Armstrong Shire, mother of Tom Bradabo and mother-in-law of Betty Bradabo. Catherine Hughes, the mother of M.K. Hughes. Now I'm going to share this reading entitled The Stream of Life. The same stream of life that runs through my veins night and day runs through the world and dances in rhythmic measures. It is the same life that shoots in joy through the dust of the earth in numberless blades of grass and breaks into tumultuous waves of leaves and flowers. It is the same life that is rocked in the ocean cradle of birth and death, in ebb and in flow. I feel my limbs are made glorious by the touch of this world of life, and my pride is from the life throb of ages dancing in my blood this moment.
Please stand and join me for our last hymn, Morning Has Broken. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sweet the rain snow falls sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where God's feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day.
We'll close with these words this morning. May this day of remembrance be with you in mind, in heart, in spirit. May it bring wonderful moments of joy and reflection, and know that this time of remembrance can be with you in a moment responding to your desire for wholeness and closure. Amen. Blessed be. Salam alaikum and shalom.
Shalom Havarim, Shalom Havarim, Shalom, Shalom. Shalom Havarim, Shalom Havarim, Shalom, Shalom.
tomorrow.
Yay!
Yeah,
I think you'll like them. I
Yeah,
think
that's
they'll be
fantastic.
pleased.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
Okay.
That's great.
Hey, Karen, real quick, you used to work at the spokesman, right?
I did.
I think you know a good friend of mine, Annie Windishar.
I sure do.
And Jeff Walters.
Oh, yeah, very much so, Jess. Yeah,
Okay.
Jess,
Jess, I'm sorry, Jess,
Yeah,
yeah.
Dan, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and you must have worked with, oh my gosh, the guy that told him to wear a tie, and so he wore it around his neck and would never tie it. Jim DeFeedy?
Jim
Oh, yeah,
DeFeedy,
Jim
Yeah,
DeFeedy.
he's
exactly.
down in Miami doing really well.
Oh, he
Yeah.
sure is. He's
Yeah.
a star in Miami.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's such a character.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had such a great group of people. at
Yeah,
that time.
it was, yeah,
It was just
Annie loved it until she didn't.
Yeah, until she did it. Well, that was the same reason, one of the same reasons I left.
Yeah, she left with a severance package and then went into counseling.
That's
And
right.
has done really, really well with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's great. I
Yeah.
just really,
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
in high school with her.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we hung a lot. We did theater and,
I knew her
Yeah.
dad even earlier than I knew her because I was with KSP.
Frank?
I had a Frank
Oh,
Windishar,
gosh.
and I was with KSPS TV for 10 years, and he was a school board guy,
oh,
school
okay,
district guy.
okay, yeah. Yeah, her mom is still alive, but she's got really bad dementia now. She's at Riverview.
Oh, I'm
They
sorry
moved
to
and he
hear that.
passed away shortly after they moved
Oh,
to Riverview. So
yeah.
it was good for Lena, but,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, that's how I didn't know you two were friends. So
Yeah,
that's-
we're in high school, yeah.
So DeFeedy was here about a year ago. He spoke.
He was? Oh, okay, okay. He wouldn't remember me. We hung like way back when I
Okay.
was hanging, I was at Eastern. She had just finished Pullman. She had, so she got on the paper, and then I was studying journalism at Eastern. And so we were Kit and Jim and Jess and Annie would go to the comedy clubs together, and Jim put together a thing for fun at the comedy
Yeah.
club and almost won it.
Yeah, I know.
And then he was like, oh wait, I didn't want to do this.
He wrote a book that was
Come from away.
Yeah, Come From Away, that the musical Come From Away was based on.
Oh, wow.
About the, after 9/11, how all the planes had to land in,
Oh,
where
gosh,
was
I
it?
didn't know that.
Gander was in Gander,
Okay.
Newfoundland.
I'll have to look that up. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it-
Brilliant
it's called
guy.
The Day the
He was such a
World Came to
goofball.
Town.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he was here talking about his book.
And that, yeah, and it was really, I mean, he had a good time, and the audience did too.
Oh, he's a good speaker. He's a good speaker. I just love though, he's getting in trouble with the neckties and stuff. He's like, where's the tie? Where's the tie?
Right.
No, you need to tie
You
it.
could just see him wearing it, like around his head, like a bandana or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would be
I'm
Jim.
wearing it.
Those were the best years of his book.
Yeah.